Near the club, and version 1.0 released today. Actually, I think it's after midnight, so yesterday, but whatever. Within the last 24 hours, this has come out, and we are going to take a look at it. And a lot of the changes that some people excited. Tracy, who's been in a couple of my last videos, who designs courses. She's a big fan of. They did a lot of changes to the course creator, which I wouldn't really know about personally. But the things that I am excited about is that they did a lot of stuff to the game itself. Being in this 1.0, this is kind of a release, technically. Games when they're 1.0 is kind of like the release version. What is this? Dunwoody Leicht. Highest rated all-time public courses. Let's try it out. Loading. So anyway, 3 big changes they did that I care the most about. A, it seems easier to hit the ball with the controller for me now, which is huge because it's taking forever to load this thing. It must have a lot of stuff going on in this course. Before it got better. Version 0.4 was when it was you can do it on an easy swing. And then after they changed it, I would have to ram the crap out of my stick to hit the ball straight to 100%. Really hard. It was crazy. And then a lot of times it wouldn't even register anyway. So now, I don't know why it's taking so long. It's got an icon. I'm assuming it's loading. Hitchens Valley was like this. It was like there's so much crap on the course, it took forever to load it. So I'm just going to wait here until this loads. Hopefully it will load. There we go. Oh, there's all that grass. Maybe that's why. So anyway, because of that, I'm happy. I don't have to slam the stick down as much. You still have to go. You gotta go at it a little bit, but you can lay off it. It's not feel like you're gonna break your controller when you swing. The other big thing that they added was the wind. Now, when you play like a multiplayer match, at least we played a couple of rounds earlier, 4 of us. Look at this nonsense. This is an interesting looking course. I've never played this course. Anyway, so we played around earlier. When you play with the wind, everybody has the same wind, which is a huge bonus. Not really a bonus. It's how it should have been from the get-go, but it's huge that it's in there. Made the game much more fun. Sometimes before that, say Tim and I were playing around, I would on a par 5, I would have one at my back. He would have one in his face. I'd be able to reach in 2. He wouldn't. That would just screwing up the game, making it a pain. Kind of unfair for other people who are playing when that wind isn't working, when just an unfair, unlucky advantage that somebody's going to have. So that's cleaned up, and that's a big bonus. The other thing is the greens. They fixed the greens a bit, or not more a bit. They fixed them for the most part, and they're much more responsive. And balls will actually check up on the green. You can hit a 4-iron in the green, and it's not going to roll 20 yards off the back all the time. You don't have to. What a lot of guys were doing, I wasn't doing what a lot of guys were doing. This is a really cool looking course, these bridges. A lot of guys were doing would be that they would club way up and put a shitload of loft, basically. So what they would be doing is, say they had a 5-iron shot going into a green. They would just club to a 3-iron and then put a whole bunch of loft, so when it hit, it would check up. Obviously, that's not what you would normally do in golf, and what you shouldn't have to do. But people were having to do that in their ways of playing to make sure they shot well. Something like I said, I never really did personally, but see, it works if you do it right. So now the greens just kind of check up the way they're supposed to almost. It feels much better, and those 3 bonuses are really huge. Those are pretty much my 3 main complaints I had of this game for a while. Is that one, the swing was, it just fell off at times for me. Controller user, mouse and keyboard guys didn't seem to have the same issues. I played with a mouse every once in a while, and I would hit the ball 100% almost every time. But the putting was tough for me. I would rather play the controller anyway, just in general. So that's the way I wanted to do it. Now I feel like I can do it better. And the wind, fixing up. This is a really cool course. I can see why it took forever to load. Look at all of the shrubbery out there. It's absurd. amounts of it. And then the greens holding is probably the #1 thing for me. I can deal with the stick not hitting 100% all the time as long as I'm able to get it, as long as I have to ram the stick forward. I like that I don't have to, but the greens were the thing that was really bothering me. Now that they've fixed those, I'm really excited. I'm actually happiest I've been in a long time playing this game today. I had a lot of fun. So I can't wait till Tim, who has not been in town, that's why he hasn't been putting videos up, go in the hole. Wow. Tim gets back and we can play some golf and he can see these changes. I think he's going to be kind of happy with them too. And being that this is 1.0 and I know what they know, we know this game's been released, been put up to Microsoft and Sony for release. They have to approve it, and I'm sure they they'll get something back and they might have to tweak something. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's definitely been put up there for release, and I'm assuming this is the version that hopefully will be released on the consoles. It would have to be, and if this is the version that you're going to get on the consoles, and which I'm going to end up picking up too, I'm sure on the console. Now I will, because I'm actually happy with it a little bit. That's good for all the guys who've been waiting out patiently on the console version of the game. I'm playing my ass off right now. For the console version of the game, they're going to be happy with what they get. I'm playing really well. I don't want to actually talk about my round because I'm playing well. I'd rather just talk about random things. I mean, I start talking about my round, I probably end up screwing up. So anyway, this course is pretty amazing, really. I'm enjoying it. I love all the shrubs. I mean, it's playing really cool. It's definitely a little bit of a frame rate hitch. Excuse me. That you get on this course that you don't get on most courses because there's so much stuff on it. Which is obviously why it was taking so long to load, too. So let's check this out. Okay, 1 inch downhill. I've been putting really bad lately because I've been pushing putts and it's been really killing me. See, I pushed that putt, and probably if I didn't push that, probably would have went in. That's a pretty big push, actually. And I don't know why, it's just been happening. But it has been happening quite a bit. That it's just happening like all the time now. So 102. There's a little room there. I'm thinking if I go 95, that one's gonna knock it up a little bit. But God, that's a little too much chance on that, I think. The one was straight on my back, maybe. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Sit. Nice. Well, it's pretty safe to say that this round, so far, now this is where I screw myself, is going pretty well. And a really cool course. I keep saying how cool it is, but it is. Look at this shot. There's a lot of trouble down there. A lot of trouble, and I yanked it. Shit. Come on, wind. Come on, wind. No, no one's gonna help that. I am in the junk now. Gonna hope that rolled into the beach. What do they say I'm in here? Just light? This is light rough? If this is light rough, I'd hate to see heavy rough. That boulder looks like it's gonna just fall and kill somebody on this green. Yeah, I'd hate to see heavy rough if this is light rough. There's no doubt about that. Came out of it clean. Put too much loft on it. Wow, that did not work out well at all. And now I can't even see the break. I have no idea how hard to hit this putt. Just gotta go with the feel. I had the distance. Dang it, there's a bogey. A bogey? Right when I said, I'm playing pretty good. There we go. Dumbass. Dumbass. I don't want to blame the lag on that loft wedge, but to be honest with you, I think it did affect me a little bit on that loft wedge I just hit way long because I wanted to not swing as hard. But I couldn't tell. It felt weird. I think I just yanked this in the water. Nope. Okay, the wind helped me out. It felt weird though. And then I felt like it didn't swing as far back as it went. I don't know if it had anything to do. There's definitely lag. You can tell this game is not running smooth right here, and it's because of all the stuff he's got on this course. But the course is very cool, so it's hard to really complain that much about it. And I'm shooting really well, so can't really complain about that either. There's just that one shot that felt funky. Sit. Alright, here these putt. My putt in is my number one problem. I had a feeling I played too much. Had a feeling. Not a good one. Man, we are at 7 birdies in a row? Something like that? Maybe not 7. Quite a few. Now I'm bogey par. Look at this nonsense. It's uphill. I really don't want to hit in that. Let's see what happens. Just wondering how much. The one's more crosswind. Well, it's not exactly on my back, so I think it's going to be okay. I'm right in this little pocket of whatever this is. Interesting course, to say the least. Well, you can't get there in 2 anyway. %. Wow, that I took a really light swing there. That definitely did not register. I think lighter than I wanted. I was kind of nervous. I kept thinking I was going to go too far. I think in my head it made me swing lighter. My brain was telling me no. Sending signals down. Screen is just surrounded by high shit. Barely even tell. See that I didn't even know there was fringe there. You couldn't tell. That doesn't help. That's the one problem with this course right here. Is that when you got a putt like off the green, you can't see it. Grass is so high. And well, 9 holes, 5 under. I'll take it. That bogey though pisses me off. We were flying pretty high there for a while. Knock it downwind. There we go. Perfect. So if I have 71 yards into that wind, is pretty much should be good. I think. Let's see. Played some draw into the wind to hold it straight, and that worked out. Sit. Wow, that spun though. I was right sitting next to the cup, and now I got a little bit of a tester. Me and testers don't get along very well. Whew. Edged it in, kinda. That it was not in the middle of the cup, that's for sure. Long par, a lot of long par fives. The last par five we used, no way you're gonna get there in two. This one seems very similar to that. No way you're gonna get there in two. Let's see if the club this thing. Drew it into the wind, and it worked out well. Kept it straight. Get me on here. So what we got here? 82 yards. Again, I'm gonna put it into the wind a little bit, hold it up. About 81 yards for 75. Let's just add a little bit to that in the back. I tend to not ever do this. I never go backwards. It worked pretty well this time. Yeah, I almost never put on the back of my foot because it really adds distance, a lot of distance. If you look at the percentage when you do it, it's a major day. Like one tick is like 45% more distance when you're at it loft. It's only a slight bit every time you do it. Like this 8-iron is 20% to here, where it's only 13 there. It's a big difference. Not every club is exactly the same, but it's definitely a change. So it's a little harder to control that when you're putting on the back of your foot than when you're putting on the front of your foot. Maybe just check up nice. Wish I had a little more on it, but it works out. Turn, turn, turn. Yes. That's the other thing you see them walking off the green. They added that now, little animations and walking off the green after the hole. More animations, the better, man. What one of the guys we were playing with today, Mike, said. Apparently they had an animation of the guy getting mad. I missed shot and like hit his club on the ground or something, like kind of like in anger a little bit, and people complained about it and they took it out. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. It seems a little weird that they would take that out. Because you could say, well, you don't want. I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird that they took it out. I don't understand people. Well, actually, I can't understand it at all. I was just I can understand people not liking the golf or get angry, but it's a video game. And as Mike said today, more animations the better. And I agree with that completely. I don't mind. I get mad when I screw up a shot. I don't care if my dude does a little knock in the, hitting the ground a little bit with the club. Get in! What a putt! That kind of goes into my one problem with the game is the lack of individuality with the golfers. They're all the exact same golfer, pretty much. I think you can lightly change the way they look. I haven't looked since I made them. There might have been a couple different faces or something, maybe. Still no female golfers. But the lack of individuality, is my main concern now that I hope they change. And that is going to be a nightmare, most likely. Yeah, but the lack of animations feels like everybody is exactly the same. I have a few animations, things change things up a little bit. This, I'm just going to hope does not hit the bridge. I think it's going to be massively long. No, it's long, but I actually thought it was going to be longer than that. And apparently they fixed the putting off the fringe. It was always coming really fast off the fringe when you putted. And it was in the patch notes that they changed that. Yeah, feels much smoother. Nice. Yeah, it would just kind of come out hot off the fringe, which it shouldn't do. Yanked. Oh no. Stay in the fairway, stay in the fairway, stay in the fairway. Don't go to the beach. Ah, dang it. Not good. It's only taking down 10% off the shot though, so it's not terrible. You go 35 flop. Maybe it'll work out. That wind might knock it back a little bit. Let's try it. Yeah, that'll work out. Yeah, 10% rough. You know, that's about as easy as it gets to figure out. Distance. We're rocking and rolling here. 1 bogey, 2 pars. Everything else birdies as of now. 125, and this is the tough shot. That wind. It's going to be a tough one. Wind in my back is my worst shot in the game. Wind in your face really isn't that bad usually. That looks like pretty good though. Yeah, I think I figured that one out. We are just sticking the ball left and just all over the place. 17. It's got interesting shots. I'm just playing well right now. Because I don't think this is a simple course. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Some of these drives got some danger. Like that one, I could have hit that bunker. I did hit a bunker on one of them. The par 5s. There's a couple par 5s that are not reachable. And 2, I believe, was on here. Yeah, at least a couple. Which wouldn't, mean, not easy eagle holes or eagling 2 par 5s or something. So it just got a good groove going on right now. The way the greens are holding, 92% though. There's one of my bad swings. Showed up again. Seemed odd. I don't feel like it swung light on that one. So now I have a monster putt for birdie. Can't even see the hole. I know there's a hole there somewhere. Sit down, sit down, sit down. No, 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 no. This is crazy. I have so many birdies, and there's a really good chance I'm going to still have 2 bogeys. Get in. Yes. Oh, thank you. I just didn't want another bogey. If I can help it. Damn it. I would really want to try to bury that whole back 9. Here's a par 5 that has a chance to get there in 2. And it's only playing 513 anyway. Got some wind on my back. I don't know what the green's going to look like though. Who knows? Could be on an island or something. We'll find out in a second. But yeah, we got 244. We can definitely get there. Just depends on what it looks like. Oh, it's surrounded by. Look at the leaves coming off the trees. Very cool course. This thing's gonna just fly, fly, fly. I don't know if putting loft on it does anything. It's still at 100%, 101%. Let's put a little loft on the 3-0 and see if it changes anything. I never tried it. I don't know if it's gonna land softer. Looks like it landed in the same technical spot. Look at the path going up with surrounded by the trees. Very cool course. I've been playing a bit of World of Warcraft again, and to be honest, this reminds me like a golf course that would be in Pandaria. For anybody who's plays World of Warcraft and knows that, Pandaria had a lot of it's more of an Asian theme, a lot of these leaves flying around in the sky. This reminds me of that. It's my Pandarian golf course. Alright, let's end this thing on a good note. Or I can completely miss the putt like a moron. Oh, Skulls. I'll take 12 under. Could have been even better though. One bogey, an easy par putt for this. Really cool golf course. Took forever to load though, and you will have a bit of lag on this course because there's so much going on. But anytime I shoot 60, I'm happy. 12 under par. That is still not the best score. Tom always shooting well. But it will be third place. Dweezil shot a 59, Tom with a 58. Hell of a course, though. Great round ago. I'm going to give that a really good score. I'm not going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 9. It's a great course, though. I'm going to favorite it for later. Show somebody who may not have played it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.